in the hood with it. Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding, ding. Put your notification bell on also. That way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up and it's all because of you. And for that, I'm very humble. I'm just going to keep it real, man. Thank you guys so much. So I dropped a video the other day that the northern raza, the norteños had pulled up, the active norteños had pulled up to No Jumper. And albeit, man, I'm not a big fan of No Jumper. I thought it was a great thing to provide them a platform to speak their piece, right? Tell their truths, do their thing, whatever the case may be. Now, Lazy Boy from the San Jose area is a very well-known rapper out of Northern California who's been doing his thing for a while. He's a youngster. He's a youngster. He's from this new wave generation, man. You know, tattoos on the face, pants a little bit tighter than most. But at the end of the day, man, he does represent the Northern cause. And it's a fact, man, that, you know, he's to be respected. You know, subsequently, since I dropped this video, I wanted to do this part 2, man, because there's been a lot of hate. There's been a lot of, it surprises me. It really surprises me how many vatos are twisting the pookie, typing on the computer and hating, you know, the fact that a few norteños pulled up, you know, to No Jumper, to the podcast. You know, as a brown man, you know, I've always felt, even when I was actively gangbanging, man, and I knew I had opposition, I carried myself a certain way, right? I was of the understanding that if I had something to say, I'm going to say it to your mascara. I'm not going to do it on a computer, right? I'm not going to do it on a phone or, you know, pillow talk to a bitch on the, you know, or whatever. I'm just going to come straight up and be like, hey, bro, we got issues, and just deal with it that way. Now, at the end of the day, I understand a lot of these little young gangbangers that are on the internet, man, are just trying to get a rise out of someone, are just, you know, gangbanging through the phone like a Soulja Boy song, because at the end of the day, they understand that they're really not about that life. They've never lived that life yet. And if they understood and knew what that life really entailed and what it was about, their older homeboys will show them, and they would know, homes, that life ain't fucking all that it's cracked up to be. Now, I've been hearing a lot of bullshit that, hey, the norteños knew better. They pulled up and didn't tell anyone they were pulling up. When's the last time as a grown man you had to tell anybody where you were going, Holmes? When's the last time you had to check in and tell men, hey, Holmes, I'm coming over here. You know, I'm taking care of my business. I'm being a man. Is it okay if I be a man? I don't know when's the last time you had to do that, north or south, man. You know, when sureños pull up, southsiders pull up to the north, you know, Conejo, you know, he pulled up doing his concert. He didn't check in with no one or ask permission. The vato handled his business, did it professionally and respectfully, and then bounced. When Dopey does his music videos up north, he doesn't ask anybody for permission. He doesn't disrespect. He goes up north, he does his music videos, he checks in with his homeboys and kicks it with them, and then he bounces. There's a lot of southsiders that pull up to a lot of spots up north that never ask anyone for any permission. And there's going to be a lot of norteños that pull up down south and ask the same thing. Now, I'm not on one side or the other, but I'm on the side of right. Men are men, first and foremost, and they don't have to answer to no one but God, themselves, homes, and the big homies. And that's just what it is. Plain and simple, period. Because a lot of these guys that are running their neck and talking shit about this situation, about merely these guys pulling up and doing an interview, are the same type of dudes that are going to go to prison and another man's going to tell them, roll your mattress up. It's just what it is, homes. Everybody's going to mind someone, or someone's going to remind them. Period. Facts, right? So you could act all big, bad, and tough as much as you want to be on the internet. At the end of the day, homes, there's always going to be that older camarada or homeboy that's going to tell you shut the fuck up. Just what it is. Now, for the guys that are gangbanging, that are saying the norteños weren't wearing a whole bunch of red, so they weren't representing, colors don't make the man. The man makes the colors, right? Of course, man, if you're going out of bounds in someone else's backyards, I would take it being all flamed up as a form of disrespect. See, norteños are taught one way and one way only: to carry themselves with professionalism and class, homes, and to treat others how they want to be treated, whether they're the enemy or not. See, back in 92, prior to 92, man, there was a lot of disrespect going on, okay? A lot of derogatory terms being thrown around about the South. And we came together as gente and through a junta in the youth authority and decided we weren't going to do that no more. Hey, it made us look like liars and fat mouths and two-faced motherfucking hypocrites to be behind the scenes disrespecting these vatos if we weren't doing it in their mascara. How were they able to function on the yards beside us and right there on them same yards, yet we're disrespecting them behind the scenes? Just didn't seem right, homie. So we put a stop to that right there. That's class, homie. That's treating your enemiga with the utmost respect because you know they pose a potential threat to your safety and security. That's knowing what it is. That's gangbanging. That's real life. See, I'm no longer part of that life, but I could speak on the existence of what I did. I could speak on my historia and what I did. And though it may not count to many for much, it does to me. And I know that if I played the game, I played it the right way. Okay? There was no reason to trip on colors. There was no reason. Colors to me were just an identification mark. If you were wearing all blue, then I knew you weren't from where I was from. If you were wearing all red, even though you wore red, Holmes, didn't mean that we got along half the time. So these vatos pulling up to No Jumper to do a podcast, an interview, okay, is innovative, and it's the first time. I've heard a lot of people say, well, GB pulled up down south, and this rapper pulled up down south, and this ain't the first time. But this is the first time that a norteño is being allowed to present his case or, you know, do an interview on a nationally known podcast like No Jumper. That's what we're saying, right? I mean, it's a good thing. Just like the southsiders that go up north, man, it's a great thing. You know, unity is not started by one skipping the stone in the fucking river, Holmes. It's started by many. One starts and many will follow. You know, you have to lead by example. Now, of course, these vatos didn't go down south displaying colors, all flamed up, disrespecting. Because at the same time, it has nothing to do with scariness. Scared isn't even the word for it. It has more so to do with respect, which is a key word in the Northern organization. Okay, when you treat people with respect, Holmes, then you'll be treated with that. If there's disrespect, then they have to go there. Okay, and of course, they didn't have to announce that they were going down south to everybody. Best believe, Holmes, they checked in with those they needed to check in with. Okay, you know, a lot of drama and propaganda gets spread on the internet and social media. When Gotos was pulling up, man, down south with nothing but canalismo and love and respect, a lot of podcasters were saying that he was trying to take over. He was trying to manipulate the sureños or trying to manipulate the southsiders. When in the end, Holmes, he was just trying to assist them in getting a bigger bag than they were already getting. Okay, you got a lot of southern rappers like Lefty Gunplay, right? Like Drummer Boy, like Dopey, like Conejo, like Grifo, and all these different individuals that are from Southern California, man, that don't know the guerra that happens up north between the north and south. The only thing they're concerned with is the guerra that happens down in Southern California with their enemigas. A lot of these vatos hadn't even seen norteños or wouldn't even know about them unless you hit the pinta or, of course, unless you hit the internet. You know, and them guys are not internet gangsters. They're rappers and they're vatos from their barrio, and I'm sure they represent well. If they are asked to a podcast up north, of course they're going to go. And they're not going to tell anybody they're pulling up. And they're going to display whatever colors they want, but they're going to treat vatos respectful. We seen Lefty Gunplay. He announced he'll never do songs with norteños. He'll never do this, he'll never do that. But he taps in with vatos from Sacra. He knows the scene. He knows what's up. He's been to the Pinta. He knows how the northern raza carries themselves. Like he said, man, what's going on in the calles compared to prison is not to be spoken on. They have a different type of thing going on in there. Okay? It seems to me the people that want to press the issues and talk shit are people that ain't never really been nowhere. Don't really know what gangbanging really is. They like the way it looks. They like the creases in the pants, Holmes, but don't want to iron them. Do you understand that situation? Mom, can you iron my pants? That's what they're on. It's a lot of fucking young frivolous people out there that are just woofing to woof. These vatos didn't have to wear the color red, Holmes. Their presence was felt. Okay? I'm sure those that needed to know, knew. Okay? And for one thing and one thing only, I commend Adam 24 or 22 or wait up, we're going high. It should be low. Adam 16 on at least not exposing the hand and putting vatos in a vulnerable or a bad situation. Okay? There are plenty of podcasts that will set you up. Let people know where you're at, Holmes. You know, the one thing you don't want in this day and age is anyone know how you move. So when vatos are like, hey, these vatos are cowards, they're suckers, they got in and got out. What were they supposed to do, bro? Were they supposed to fucking kick back in a barrio and disrespect it by showing presence? Nah, bro. They went there to handle business, and like men, they handled business. I seen the back scene videos, bro. The behind the stage, the behind the scenes. I didn't see anybody ducking or rolling on the ground or hiding in the corner. Believe, I've been locked up in the youth authority as well as prison, and I've seen plenty of vatos do that on every side. It's the truth. It's facts. See, what vatos got the game mixed up is this. In Southern California, when I did time down south, the only reason that there was any turmoil or we felt they were the opposition was because we are from Northern California. And being from Northern California at them times, we had a Sureño presence. Those were the common enemy. So it was all, and there was a lot of red on red going on. Don't get it twisted. There was a lot of barrios that didn't get along for whatever reasons, but more so it was a north-south. In Southern California, you don't have that. And it's not because Vatos are scary, but Vatos just never established down there. Do you understand there was a lot more Southern raza than there is Northern raza? It's just the way it is, Holmes. You know, it doesn't mean one group's bigger and badder than the other group's lesser than. They're all brown, Holmes. Don't get it twisted. Northern raza. Southern raza. Have you keyed in on the key word? Raza. You can't sit here and act like you're for the fucking gente and for the raza, Holmes, if you don't recognize the other side. That's just what it is. I'm just being blatant and plain and real. And it's not that I'm mad or I trip, because I'm not gangbanging, Holmes. I got love for everyone. I got primos, I got familia, I got homeboys that are from the sur. Straight up, I'll back some homeboys up from the sur before I'll back up some homeboys from the norte, just because they rock with me like that. It's just the way it is. But one thing I am concerned with and I am tripping on is all these fucking bangers, man, using this as a position to play a bad hand, Holmes. You're gonna lose. Do you understand? All that high power woofing. You will notice that most of these guys that talk this shit on the internet or woof or disrespect don't ever have a picture next to their name, Holmes. There's always an M or a Y or a Z or a fuck face. You know, it's always something weird. And that goes on both sides, north and south. You know, because when you got vatos that are norteños and I see them on the internet disrespecting the sur, I already know right then and there they ain't real, Holmes. That ain't the get down. That ain't the way the norte rocked, at least not back in my times. You had to carry yourself with class, eh? If you were on the internet or on the phone or behind the scenes disrespecting a southsider, Holmes, and ain't never put in that work, homie, then guess what? In about 2 months from now, you're going to have a slice on your face and you're going to be putting in that twerk. Because homeboys ain't going to fuck with you. Because don't nobody like a poop butt. Don't nobody like a degenerate. And don't nobody like someone that ain't about their business. That's just how it is in the game. You know, so yes, these dudes did pull up to fucking No Jumper. Yes, they did. They came in unity and they came with respect. Every time I've been to Southern California, man, I love it. I love me the sur, right? And I do it with respect because, see, I was down there and I shedded blood on that motherfucking land, Holmes. I was locked up in Whittier, Southeast Whittier Boulevard and Fred C. Nellis as a youth, right? I went through guerra. I got stabbed. I stabbed others, Holmes. I know what North and South is in Southern California. Not a lot of experienced that. You know, most vatos from the sur don't even know what a norteño is and ain't even tripping, Holmes, and they shouldn't. There's no reason to trip. That's not their enemiga. Their enemiga is the vato that's dancing right now at the swap meet, Holmes, with the chola that's going to kill their homeboy tomorrow night. That's who they should be tripping on. Not some vatos that they don't never met in their lives. That, hey, might be their long distance cousin for all they know. Or they might have boned the same hyena. You know, tortas get around from the north to the south. So I remember there was a sureña. She was a torta. Damn. Her shit clapped back like that. It was different. Anyway, so look. I just wanted to speak on that. You know, because I'm seeing that this is starting causing a lot of controversy, a lot of he said, she said. You know, Adam fuckface hasn't even dropped the video yet. He hasn't even dropped, and people are already, there's so much anticipation. I know he's happy about that one. You know, and it's just going to be another fucking interview like it would be with anyone else. The only reason that it's garnering or gaining any attention because it's the first time that an active norteño has been allowed to speak. See, I didn't trip on about to go into a podcast. There's been plenty of podcasts, plenty of vatos norteños that pulled up to podcasts. It was my first time ever seeing a norteño allowed to speak at a podcast in Southern California that's nationally known. That's just it. You know, and I didn't trip off it. It was just something new, and I thought, hey, it's a great thing. It's a good thing for the gente, for the raza, period, man. Maybe it'll open up doors to some more communication and more business. I was asked in my fucking live last night, trip out on this, about to say, hey, gun, like I know it all. I don't, man. I only know what I know, and what I'm only going to tell you that much. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this shit is none of my business, man. And I'm not here to spread propaganda, ill will, dissension, or segregation. I'm here to spread unity, love every culture, black, brown, woods, brother. You know I got love for the whites, man, and the big-ass jar of coffee that they like. And I'm just going to keep it real. But Avato asked me, he said, hey, gun, trip out. What's it going to take for North and South to finally let it go, Holmes, and to say, you know what? We're good in the hood. Now, you got to understand, there's been over 50 years of bloodshed. When I seen the end of hostilities behind them walls, I couldn't believe it. That shit blew my fucking mentality. Never thought I'd see that, right? A stand down or a half 60 or even any type of communication amongst each other other than, hey, a buenos dias. Because I did that. I participated in that actively, right? But seeing what I seen, I said, wow, this is a great thing, man. You know, I can only understand how other cultures on that yard, other ethnicities, when they see North and South fucking with each other and functioning, what they're thinking. Wow, if these vatos come together, it's a wrap, homes. If they come together like butt cheeks, they're going to shit all over us. It's real, right? But there has been a lot of bloodshed. There has been a lot of back and forth, guerra, behind the walls of prison. Not necessarily as much on the streets. Nothing really in Southern California. I haven't never heard in my life of one Norteño going down there getting killed or anything. And that's just because they ain't tripping like that. Real Sureños, real southsiders ain't even tripping like that. Behind the walls, they know what time it is. On the streets, bro, they're too busy fucking doing their thing with their old lady or going to Magic Mountain, chilling. Right? Now, up north is different because you have the establishment of the upstaters. So them vatos have it different. They go back and forth. There's guerra there. There's fucking, but that's what happens, bro, when you're in someone else's backyard and try to make it your own. There's always going to be the motherfucker that doesn't cut his lawn and you have to go clip it for him. That's just read between the lines and hear my metaphors. Knowledge you can't get in college. Now, the vato asked me, what's it going to take for vatos finally to say, you know what, fuck this shit, homes, let's get together, period. And I asked this question in rebuttal to his question. I was like, it's very simple, bro. I already know what it is, and most real ones understand. And I asked a real one in the live, what do you think it's gonna take, Adnan? You know, like I know, because me and you have great minds think alike. And the vato said, oh, bro, it's very simple. And I said, yes, one huila. One huila is all it takes from those that count, homes, those that are of status to say, you know what? Done. And then everybody that talks shit and all these dudes who wolfed online back and forth, north and south, and everybody who fucking brought down the raza and made us look bad, homes, will say, okay. And that's it. Because everybody, no matter who the fuck you think you are, nobody wants to get whacked. Nobody wants to get removed. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to be ridiculed or fucking, made an example of. So vatos will be like, okay. The same individuals that are like, hey, these vatos fucking, they're cowards. They're scary. When the next man with the big old brocha tells you shut the fuck up and get along, you're going to be like, okay. Just what it is, man. That's how simple it is. When the powers that may be feel like that, and that day comes, and that day will come. Will we see it in our lifetime? One never knows, does one. Is it really that serious? Nothing's going to change. Guess what? The Norteños went to the No Jumper podcast. Tomorrow's another day. They didn't hurt no one. They might have stepped on a couple cucarachas on the way in and out, because I don't know how Adam is, right? Them white brothers are different. Bikers. Shout out to fucking my woods, man. I fucks with you, right? But I don't fuck with Adam. He fucks with kids. Anyways, allegedly. I don't want to put that on. I ain't got no paperwork. I only go by what he said he did. He just merely had conversations with 16-year-olds. He didn't never do nothing to them. Anyways, with that being said, let's stop the bullshit. If you're really, and if you're watching this, if you're really about your business and you really fucking are from your body and you claim shit like you say you do, you don't need to explain shit. But what you need to do is stay the fuck up off the internet, bro. Worrying about another man's pockets or his business. Worrying about why they weren't wearing the color red, or, wondering about why fucking vatos didn't fucking announce their presence and then they left. Who says that they just left? The vatos might have went and got a taco or two and a torta. Hey, chicks ain't tripping off the fucking north and south. They're trying to go up north and they get down south. That's just what it is. Anyways, with that being said, I just wanted to put that out there, man. I don't see what such a big deal is, I think the biggest, the news here, or the bigger deal, is that the Norteños are even opening their doors, homes, their books, to allow vatos to do podcasts in Southern California. I think it's a great thing, a wonderful thing, man. And I actually commend Adam for allowing that to happen. Now, we all know Adam behind the scenes, man, tries to agitate problems. And we're all going to sit down and watch this, this interview when he drops it and see what he did and what he said, man. I'm sure Lazy Boy will hold himself accountable, and he's laced up enough to conduct his business in a professional manner. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Let me know what you guys think. All this fucking gangbanging in the chats and all that, bro. Come on now, bro. Only cowards do that. Real ones just sit back, homes, and wait. They bid their time. Hey, when the time comes, the time comes. It's just what it is. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all the raza and all people, man. Because best believe, although there's a lot of bullshit that goes on No Jumper, none of those grown-ass men have to answer to no one but Adam, of course, right? When it comes to the Norteños, they're not going to answer to that poop, but they're going to definitely get their bag, and I ain't mad at them. Bang, bang.